Your dog
Hello there,
will not share your
beautiful.
lifetime. It shares
Did you have
only
a
a
nice
portion of it,
nap in the
short,
sunshine?
fragile, precious. And from the moment it came into your home, there were 7 small things it quietly depended on. 7 things that require no money, no equipment, no schedule. Yet they shape the entire emotional world of your dog. Most people assume they have years left to offer these gestures, but years disappear faster than you think, and your dog feels every one of them. Dogs hold emotional imprints, shadows of comfort, warmth, and connection that stay with them long after the moment passes. And the very first of those 7 needs happens in the simplest part of every day. Number 1, the morning check-in that sets their entire day. When your dog wakes up, its first instinct is not to stretch or drink water or wander around. It is to look for you. That behavior comes from ancient pack survival. Every new sunrise meant confirming who survived the night. Inside your home, that ancient instinct has changed into something even more meaningful. Your presence tells your dog that life is still safe, stable, and whole. How you respond in those first seconds after waking determines the emotional tone of their entire day. A slow smile, a gentle greeting, even a calm look in their direction sends their nervous system into balance, reducing stress hormones, increasing feelings of security. When this moment is ignored, too often something soft inside them begins to unravel. They stop expecting reassurance. And in their final years, when memory blurs and nights feel longer, this simple morning moment becomes the one lifeline grounding them in comfort. Don't rush it. You may one day wish for one more morning together. Number 2, the reassuring touch that regulates their heart. People touch their dogs all the time, but often without intention. But your dog longs for one very specific kind of touch, your hand resting gently on the side of their ribs, where breath and heartbeat meet. That point of contact sends a signal through their whole body. Studies show that when you place your hand there with steady warmth, both your heart rate and your dog's begin to synchronize. Stress melts. Oxytocin rises. The body remembers peace even when the mind forgets. As dogs age, when aches grow sharper and fatigue sets in, this touch becomes their anchor. They may not be able to run or jump anymore, but they can feel your hand. And in that moment, fear loses its power. If you don't offer this kind of touch now one day, your hands may be empty, wishing they had given more comfort while there was still time. Number 3, your ordinary voice, not commanding, just existing. Your dog doesn't need clever speeches or exaggerated baby talk. What it needs is your ordinary voice, the one you use when you talk about your day, your thoughts, your worries, your errands. Dogs recognize tone more deeply than words. And when they hear your natural voice, often their emotional processing centers strengthen. Without it, especially in quiet homes, dogs often slip into low-level anxiety, uncertainty, or emotional dullness. In old age, when familiar places become confusing and nighttime shadows feel threatening, your voice becomes their anchor. They may not understand sentences, but they understand you. If you stop talking to them now, you will have no way to reach them when their world grows dim. Let your voice shape the soundtrack of their life. Number 4, the respect for their changing boundaries. Every dog has limits, limits of touch, excitement, noise, stimulation, and those limits shift drastically over time. Young dogs can handle chaos crowds, long hugs, rough play. Older dogs cannot. Their joints ache. Their skin becomes sensitive. Their tolerance narrows. Their nervous system fatigues easily. They show signals when something is too much, a tightening of muscles, a slight flinch, a breath drawn quickly, ears folding back. Ignore these signs, and you overwhelm their fragile system. Stress rises, pain spikes, and though they stay beside you because they love you, something inside them retreats. But when you stop at the first sign of discomfort, you teach them the most important lesson: you are safe with me. I listen. And in their final years, this predictability becomes the difference between a dog who leans into you and one who withdraws to suffer alone. Number 5, the predictable ritual when you leave and return. Every time you leave your home, your dog senses it long before the door closes. The pattern of your footsteps, the sound of your shoes, the way your breathing changes. Their anxiety rises not out of disobedience, but because they fear losing their pack. Many owners either ignore their dogs completely during departures or create emotional scenes that worsen anxiety. What your dog needs is simple ritual. A phrase repeated every time, a small gesture, a familiar object, a predictable routine. This tells them that your absence is temporary, not abandonment. Dogs with stable departure rituals experience lower stress, better heart rates, fewer destructive behaviors, and better aging outcomes. Dogs without rituals often suffer in silence, especially in old age, when every goodbye feels dangerously close to the last. If you don't build a ritual now one day, you may return home and find your dog no longer waiting, not because they're gone, but because they lost hope in your return. Number 6, quiet companionship during illness. When dogs are sick, they need far more than medication or veterinary care. They need silent companionship, your presence without pressure. In the wild, injured dogs rest where the pack can see them, but direct contact is limited so they can heal without overstimulation. At home, this translates into something powerful: sitting nearby, reading, working, breathing the same air in quiet solidarity. Studies show that dogs recovering with silent companionship heal faster, eat sooner, stabilize quicker, and show reduced pain behaviors. Dogs left isolated heal, slower grow anxious, and often lose the emotional strength to keep fighting. In their final illnesses, silent companionship becomes the difference between fear and peace. Number 7, the final permission they cannot give themselves. Dogs know when death is approaching. Their appetite fades. Their routines waver. They retreat to corners not to hide from you, but to hide their weakness, an instinct inherited from their ancestors. But at home, that instinct becomes heartbreaking. Your dog might want to rest to let go, but it sees your sadness and believes it must keep fighting for you. Veterinarians who work in end-of-life care have seen this over and over: dogs pushing themselves to stand to eat, to stay alert, because they think they must protect their human. But everything changes when the owner finally speaks the words the dog has waited for all its life. You've done your job. You were wonderful. You don't need to be strong anymore. I love you. And when you're ready to rest, you have my blessing. Their fear softens. Their breathing steadies. Their eyes relax. They stop fighting. They finally allow themselves to feel peace. Your dog dies only once, and how you guide them in that moment shapes everything they felt about their life with you. If you never give them permission, they may leave this world believing they failed you. Say the words while they can still hear you. These 7 things cost nothing. No equipment, no schedule, no training, just presence, awareness, love expressed in the ways your dog understands. As the years pass and their body weakens, these gestures become the difference between a life filled with connection and a life filled with waiting. between a passing filled with peace and one filled with fear, between leaving this world wrapped in love or leaving it feeling alone. Don't wait. The day will come when your dog is no longer there to look for you in the morning. And on that day, you will finally understand. None of this was an exaggeration. It was a warning, one delivered with love.